Peace, Bill. I'm Jeannie. We're two do-it-yourselfers who met on a sailboat in 1988. 3 houses and 4 boats later, we're refitting our 1998 Seahorse Oceaneer 55-foot steel trawler, Blue Sky. Welcome to our journey. What you working on, honey?
Oh, we are getting the front stateroom lights wired in so that we can get rid of the box of lights and not be in the dark, since we got rid of the AC light that used to hang in here. Of course, we got to get these wired into a controller too, so we got to wire all that too. But we'll get the light part at least set up.
Okay.
And then the controller can be done in a day or so. Okay. Or sooner. Anyway, yeah, we're up here at the boat working. We're going to do this, and then we're going to go cut the teak that we bought. We're going to cut it down for the door frames, take it home, sand it, get it prepped and everything, and then bring it back up here and then make some door frames. That'll be the first door over there probably. After we get the wood cut, we're going to take it home. We're going to get our computers, and we're going to bring my computer and Jeannie's computer up here and get them set up so that come Monday, this is Saturday, so we have 2 days to try to get the computers all working. So hopefully it won't take that long. Anyway,
so that you can work from home on
I can work from the boat, as this is our home now. Yeah, because in theory we're moving in today. Sorta, yeah. It'll be in stages, but we'll sleep here tonight. So we haven't slept on the boat since, wow, it was when we left Daytona.
December of 23?
Yeah. Okay, later.
Yeah, then the last stuff is actually change this wire at some.
Right there is our first light in. Doesn't work yet. It has to hook it up on the other end.
Yeah. Okay.
So is that just going to be hardwired for now?
Jumper wired, yeah.
Okay. Okay, let there be light.
Yeah. Doink. Ah. There's light. Yeah, lights up real nice in here.
Except for my corner, and that's okay.
Right. Your corner stays a little darker.
I like my dark corner.
That's right.
Looks
cool.
good.
Yeah.
What's that called?
It's called the Rapid set, but it's basically lets you lock this down, and then you can adjust the fence in very small increments. So
the fence on the
table saw.
Okay.
So I'm using this so we can, we'll cut a little bit off, then I'll adjust this by a 1/16 of an inch or something, and then we'll run it again to slowly clean it up. So now we have a nice clean edge there. Normally you'd use a joiner to do this, but I don't have a joiner anymore, so we're just using the table saw. But that's now our reference edge for cutting off a 2 3/8 inch piece and other pieces that we'll need. Well, it just tripped the breaker. I'm not quite sure why it's binding all of a sudden. It hadn't been binding like that on the previous ones, and I don't see the wood collapsing inwards or anything. Nothing on the blade that makes me say, oh, there's the problem. The blade's dirty. Since I have a new blade right there, which I bought a while back, we're going to throw it in. And when I bought the saw, I bought a nice blade at that point, and that would be 97, end of 96. So this blade could be 20, almost 30 years old. I don't think it's that old, but I could be wrong. And I'll go ahead and put the splitter in too.
New blade installed, and we're trying to cut again. We haven't filmed very much this weekend because we actually moved aboard yesterday, and we are still kind of moving aboard. We're gradually getting stuff that we need from the house and bringing it to the boat, but there we are. Some of the stuff. We're putting together offices right now, so I'll take you back down to Bill's office. What you doing, honey?
I'm installing this outlet tower thing. It's just a multi-plug. It's like a surge. Well, it's not a surge protector, but it's a multiple outlet, but it's a little tower.
Okay.
So, and you're able to screw it on pretty easily to the bottom of the thing. So, and I mean, it has, I think, 12 plugs.
Cool.
So, yeah. And what's nice is, so instead of having all these cords come down to UPS, and I know the entire boat's a UPS, but I was going to use the outlets on it. But instead of having them all come down to the UPS, and now when the desk moves, all those cords moving, you just have this one cord that moves. Hello? Okay. Yeah, now all I need to do is I got...
It is a spaceship.
Yeah, it's getting there. Yeah, I'm flying through space now.
Now we can take over the world.
That's right.
Bill, the evil genius.
That's right. I don't think so. Bill, the tired person. Moving on board's a pain in the rear.
Later.
Yeah, love you.
So we're going to try to use our drum sander for the first time on a door. A teak door that was original to the boat. Good morning.
Good morning. We are obviously at the boat on a foggy day. Well, we're living on the boat now, so yeah, we are at the boat. We're always at the boat now.
Well, that's not true. We've been home almost every night. Well,
Yeah.
We've been back to the house almost every night.
Yeah, you get stuff. Yeah, it's amazing how many things you want to have. But
Well, and we still have tools in the garage, big tools that
right,
we use.
yeah,
so.
yeah, which we took, as you saw, on when we're working on this door. So yeah, this is the bathroom door, and we tried the citrus strip stuff, but so far I'm not real impressed with it. I think a good old oil-based, nasty,
Caustic.
deadly caustic stripper works much better. I think if we just sanded,
Right.
now we have to get all this crap off. That's
But
under
how
here.
do you sand? You can't sand that.
Well, with this, I mean, I'm sanding
Oh.
into the joints. It's just a
Yeah.
steel brush. And the trouble is now, instead of it being sawdust, it's gummy material. At some point, I think we'll get a real stripper and try it. The trouble could be that it may work well on paint. It says varnish, but of course this is probably marine varnish, and it's also marine varnish from 20 years ago and in China.
Right.
So, you know, the chemicals they were perfectly happy with using in China 20 years ago is not what your varnish is today. So, at least I wouldn't think so.
Later.
Later. Okay, so we've been stripping stuff this whole morning. We've used a number of tools, a wire brush over there, a scratchy pad that actually worked really well to get the gunk off. And now we're looking for mechanical advantage. We tried using one of those pads. The trouble is it's too thick, so it won't go down in there. So I took one of our old multi-tool blades and cleaned the thing with alcohol and then taped Velcro onto it like that. And then I'm taking one of the Velcro round tags and I marked out the design and we stuck that on, and that actually works really well for being able to get all the way down to this piece and removing the wood. And now I got a bigger one here that I'm modifying, or I'm just adding on the Velcro, and then we'll try this, and this will give it even bigger that you can slide down. That's another little tool, custom modification of multi-tools that you can do to get into tight areas later. Jeannie's continuing to work on the drawer in here. I'm working on the light controller box in here. Got all the parts and have made a wonderful mess. Well, I think I have all the parts. I'm missing the Ethernet, the PoE device, but I know I just bought 5 of them and used one, so gotta go track it down later. There is the ArtNet device in the box. There's the DMX decoder. And we'll power go back on the DMX signal. Actually, DMX out. Yeah, it seems to work just fine. So since the crimps are going to be very tight up against the wall, I'm using flag crimps and a special crimper to put them on. But anyway, it's a right angle basically. I call them flags, but I guess it's a right angle crimp. Later. Here's my first wire. Let's see if we can't strip it. Twink. And okay, so there's the first crimp. I don't know if we're getting any of this on film. Otherwise, you just get to look at my knee. Come here. There's 2 of those. Gotta make 8 of them. Yeah, no. So there's the controller side of the fuse assembly. You can see all of our wires labeled. 2 spare down there at the bottom. Don't think we ever need those, so these will each have 10 amp fuse in it. Each one of these will power up to 3 RGB, and each one can do up to 3 amps, so either do a 9 or a 10 amp fuse. Probably do a 9 just to be safe. Later. So we got all those wires in. The wires coming along here. So the way this works is the green, the blue, and the red are grounds, and then this is V+, so it's like the ground for nomenclature. So what will happen is this voltage will go out, and this is just a constant voltage, and so it'll be fused, and then you'll have red, green, blue will also come in, or if you just have a single light, this can drive 3 lights, and you can have it driving an RGB, or you can have it driving white, 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 and they just use the common voltage. But anyway, this is the fuse blocks for those, because this guy can have 24 by 3 amps coming into it, so 60, 70, 72 amps, so you could have 72 amps coming into this thing. Never going to feed it 72 amps, so that's not going to be a problem, but still going to have power lines coming from here. And this feeds, I think, a 30 amp breaker maybe. I'll go ahead and put either a 10 or a 15 amp breaker to this guy to protect him. And then over here, even though these could do 9 amps each one, I'll probably have like a 3 amp in there, a 3 or a 5. It depends on if you are doing a long RGB chain, then you need more current capabilities. But I'm gonna label these and stick the ends on them, and they will go in there. And then the ArtNet device sits right here, and it will plug into the bottom here, and then we got power coming here, and then we get to program it. Oh joy. Later. Okay, I got the first wire hooked in. Okay, the power is wired in and labeled and everything and trimmed to size. And then I got this in, and it's all wired. This is the bathroom fan and light, so we temporarily got that back working, and now I'm going to work on the room lights later. Jeannie has finished sanding the door as much as she's going to. We did have an issue up here where the very, very thin teak veneer blew through, so we're going to end up probably having to re-veneer this section right here. That'll be at a later point. We'll go and make that repair. Other than that, yeah, overall looks okay. Later.